Hello, welcome back to the Effective Public Speaking course. All right, in this module, I'm going to be sharing with you how to prepare for your speech and present an amazing, electrifying speech. So pay attention to the things I'm going to share with you here. Firstly, it's important to understand the objectives of your speech. What is the aim of that speech that you want to give? What do you want to what do you want to gain? What do you want to bring out from that speech? What do you want to let the audience do by just listening to your speech? Is the objective of the speech informative? Is it entertaining? Or is it educative? Or does it have a mixture of any of the three? Define what the objective of the speech is, and then think through the topic. Think through the topic. When you think through the topic, it will help you to layer on what your findings or what your thoughts are about the speech, so that you'll be able to understand or determine what you can say about the topic. What can you say about the topic subjectively now? Now, we're not talking about your subjective disposition of what the topic is. When you determine what your subjective disposition of what the topic is, that is what your mind, what you say, what you can attest to about the topic on the basis of your ability to, on the basis of your bias, your personal opinions, and all that. When that is determined, you will now have to also determine what you can say about the topic objectively. Now, objectively simply means that you are removing your bias, you're removing your personal opinions, and this is what it should be based on the standard that we are human beings. All right? So, you have determined what the objective of the topic is. You have thought through the topic. You have determined what your subjective, what you have to say about you have determined what you have to say about the topic subjectively, and then you've also determined what you have to say about the topic objectively. You have to move on with that, your objective thoughts, because you have to deliver an objective speech that is going to benefit your audience. So when you've determined what your thoughts or what you think or what you can say about the topic objectively, you now have to find out who your audience is. In the last video, I shared with you about audience analysis. That will help you to tailor your speech in a way that it suits their interest, it suits their belief, and it suits their level of understanding. Very key, their level of what? Understanding. Because as a speaker, you are going to speak for value. You're not going to speak because everybody is speaking. I've always said it that talking is cheap, but speaking is very important because it's value. Speaking is value. So you have to check and understand who your audience is. Make an audience and do an audience analysis and find out what best suits them and prepare with that. The next thing you will now do is to develop a mind map. Mind mapping is a process where you determine what you have known, what your experiences are, the books you've read, and what other authors have to say about the topic, what other speakers have to say about the topic. So you have to, through this process, gather your thoughts, gather your experiences, gather the books that you've read and what it says as concerning the topic, what other people say as concerning the topic. This will help you in building your own speech. Now, you also need to understand that it's also important to research, and mind mapping is a kind of research that helps you build your content together. After doing your mind map, you have to write your speech. And when you write your speech, you write it in two ways. Number one is in full. You write your speech in full. Number 2 is that you have to break it down into outlines. And when you're speaking, you have to speak using an outline, not everything. Because you cannot cram something. When you're speaking, you're not cramming. You need to effectively deliver your speech in a way that it helps your audience and not them see you like a lecturer who has crammed a lot of things and has come to talk to them about it. So it is important you write your speech. Then you write in outlines. And when delivering, you deliver in outlines. Now you prepare your PowerPoint presentations if there are need for that. But a lot of people do not use, some people do not use PowerPoint presentations, some other people want to use it. Some occasions do not call for PowerPoint presentation, while some other occasions call for it. If there is need for a PowerPoint slides, then you have to prepare it. I want to encourage you to watch videos on YouTube on how to make a good PowerPoint presentation slide. Very key. So when you are done with that, you have to practice. You have to practice and practice and practice and practice. They say practice makes perfect. Some other people say practice makes permanent. If you need to stand in the mirror, you have to go to the mirror and speak to the mirror. Have this conversation with the mirror, with the person you are seeing in the mirror, that great man, that great woman you're seeing over there in the mirror. Talk to the person and, let yourself or maybe another person rate you at the level of your speech. It's very important. You can also talk to yourself. You can do a speech talking to you. I do that a lot of time. Talking to yourself about the topic. And then as you're doing it, ideas are rushing through your mind. Please ensure that you put down these ideas that are coming through your mind as you are practicing, as you're talking to yourself. So finally, you have to determine the end point of your speech. Now, let me make this clear. Your speech has an opening, it has a body, and it has the ending part. Now, an opening could be a form of pleasantries, a form of greeting your host and greeting people. An opening could also be telling jokes. An opening could be making your observation known and all that. Then the body is the main part of the message which you are communicating with your audience. That is the body. Then the ending part of it is also a little way mild, but it brings to summary everything that you have said. It brings to summary everything that you have said so that your audience can, in 1, 2, 3 sentences, cap up what you've just said in your speech. This is key. When you must have determined the ending part of your message or your speech, you need to ask yourself this question and answer it. Does this meet up with the objective of my message? The first point I shared with you right here is that you have to understand the objective of the message. So the last thing you should do is to answer that question. Does this meet up with my message, with the objectives of my message? And if it does, kudos to you. Get ready to storm the stage and deliver excellently. Get ready to storm the stage and deliver with grace and expertise. See you in the next video where we are going to be talking about monetizing. I love the way I stressed it. Monetizing. Monetizing your speech is very key, that you understand how to monetize your public speaking abilities. I love you and I'll see you shortly.